What is good, guys? Welcome back to Water Dragon. Today I'm going to be making my first video in about 3 months, but I'm going to start going on the grind of Blue Lock videos again. So today we're going to be talking about the top 3 best U20 players in each major Blue Lock stat. But before we get into this video, I'm going to take this moment to make sure that y'all subscribe to me since I really want to make this comeback. And according to YouTube analytics, 96% of you watching this video are not subscribed, so clicking on the button would help me out a lot and also help me make perfect content for all of you. So without any further ado, on with the video. The first stat we'll be looking at today is the shooting stat. For third place, I'm going with the Toshi Rin. Second place, Baro Shohei. And my honorable mentions go to Kunigami and Shido since they both have amazing shooting too. But there is a lot of players in the Blue Lock facility with good shooting, like Chigiri Isagi also have good shooting, and Toshi Sai also has pretty good shooting. But these are my top 5. And then number 1 is the German GOAT, Michael Kaiser. No things left to be said. So in third place, I'm going with the Toshi Rin. And just a disclaimer, I'm not doing the videos solely based on stats, but it is a good way to see which players are good at some stuff and good at different stuff. So for third place for shooting, I'm going with the Toshi Rin. He has a 95 shooting stat, which is one of the best in Blue Lock, tied with Kunigami, I'm pretty sure, at 95. But I'll be taking a Toshi Rin over Kunigami in shooting any day because Toshi Rin is just a lot more productive. Even though he doesn't have the flashiest goals, he gets the job done and he gets it efficiently as well. Scoring a hat trick against Manshine City, which is literally more goals than Kunigami's has scored in the new Egoist League. So that's very impressive. And he has a really good shooting form, being able, because Toshi Rin is just an all-rounder. He's basically perfect for almost everything. As you can see on his stat card, he has 4 S stats and only 2 A stats, and that's his lowest. So Toshi Rin is the perfect all-rounder, and he is still one of the best shooters in Blue Lock since his introduction. But at second place, I will take Baro Shohei slightly over Rin. He has 1 higher on his shooting stat at 96, and Baro is just one of the most dominant pure strikers in Blue Lock. I'd probably say that he's even better than Rin and Shido as a pure striker, which is very impressive. He also has his own Neo Egoist League hat trick, casually dropping 3 goals against FC Barca, which skyrocketed him to number 1 in Blue Lock with 100 million yen salary. And even though he isn't number 1 anymore, he still has a lot of shooting feats and has one of the best goals in the series with his double nutmeg past Isagi and Kaiser, who are 2 of the 2 Metavision users and some of the best at that. And to tie the game against Bastard Munchen, which is one of the most stacked teams in the NEL. And he has 5 to 7 goals, depending on if he scored the 2 goals against Manshine City, and we're not sure about those. But it is very likely for him to have 7 goals, making him the top scorer for now. But at number 1, we have the German GOAT himself, Michael Kaiser, with a 98 shoot stat and with some of the most dominant shooting in the game. He has the best shooting weapon, basically, with the fastest shot swing in the world, the Kaiser Impact, better than the number 1 striker himself, Noel Noah. Nothing can compare to that. And the goals that he can make with the Kaiser Impact are absolutely wild. If we think back in the Manshine game, there was 6 defenders on him. Chigiri literally straight up went to him and said, "Your shot course is dead in the water," and he just casually nice people, and he scores past 6 different defenders, which is literally more than half their team casually, and doesn't even react to it. And to tie the game against Manshine City, and that wasn't even his best goal. Even scoring past more than half a team isn't his best goal, as that would definitely have to go to his bicycle kick goal, which in my opinion right now I would even put above 5, around the same as 5-shot revolver, maybe even higher. It's the first or second best goal in the entire series. It's absolutely amazing how he pulled it off. There's still 4 defenders right in front of the goal. He's falling down, the ball is falling, then he bicycle kicks it to a perfect shot, and in the process nutmegs Aiku, who's one of the best defenders in the series as well, to get it into the back of the net and take the lead for Bastard Munchen against Ubers using an overhead ricochet nutmeg bullet shot. And then he managed to devour the entire field, including Lorenzo, Isagi, Nico, Aiku, and all the other great players that were on the field. The second stat I'll be covering in today's video is dribbling. For dribbling, my number 3 is going to be Don Lorenzo. My number 2 is going to be Itoshi Sai. And my honorable mentions are going to go to Rin and Hiyori. While at number 1, the king of dribbling, I'm going to have to go with Bachira Meguru. First of all, Don Lorenzo is one of the best players in Blue Lock, hands down. And he has a 93 dribbling stat, which is one of the best in the series as well. And he also has amazing dribbling feats to go along with that. As around chapter, I think like 211, he dribbled past the entirety of Bastard Munchen, easily getting past Kunigami, also dribbling past Raichi with casually just nutmegs him with his zombie dribbling, which is probably one of the most broken abilities in the entirety of Blue Lock, considering that he's also an OP defender, making him one of the best U20 players that we've seen so far. He also takes full control of Uber's offense and defense with his dribbling, so it is definitely one of the best in the series. At number 2, I'm going to have to go with the Japanese prodigy himself, Itoshi Sai. A lot of people might even put him at number 1 over Bachira, but I do feel like since we don't have as much feats from him, as we only saw him play against pre-NEL Blue Lockers, we can't put him at number 1 just yet, but he could easily prove me wrong the next time we see him. So for now, I'm going to put him at number 2 since he still has amazing feats, dribbling past the entirety of Blue Lock multiple times, and Hisagi literally saying that he's too good. And even though this was pre-NEL Hisagi and all the pre-NEL Blue Lockers, all of them were still pretty good, and it's still impressive that he got to do this without even trying that hard. And he casually nutmegged Rin as well with his cross elastico. So he is definitely one of the best dribblers in the series. But at number 1, the king of dribbling, I'm going to have to go with the Bachira Meguru. With a 95 dribbling stat, which I'm pretty sure is the best that we've seen so far besides like the master strikers, he definitely takes this for me in my opinion. So, as we saw in the FC Barca game, he has amazing dribbling as he can basically dribble past anyone with his Ginga X monster, as he dribbled past almost the entirety of Bastard Munchen with his Ginga X monster style, and Bachir has always been one of the most dominant dribblers in the series ever since the first selection, and he's been dribbling past teams ever since the first selection as well. The last stat that I'll be covering in today's video is going to be passing. I definitely want to do another one of these, so if this video does well, comment down below if you want a part 2 of this series where we're probably going to be covering different stats such as defense, speed, offense, and stuff like that, and vision probably. For part 2, we're going to be doing those 4. So for passing, number 3, I'm going to go with Hiyori-O. Number 2 is going to be Itoshi Sai yet again. My honorable mentions are going to go to Bachira and Ness. And my number 1 is going to be Charles Chevalier. So for 3, Hiyori doesn't have a stat card, but if he does, I'm going to have to say that he's going to have one of the best pass stats in the entirety of the series. As we can see, for the game-winning goal against Isagi, he puts the ball perfectly right where only Isagi could get it when Kaiser, Aiku, and Aryu were all close to him, and Baro was close to stealing the ball from him. He was able to get the ball right to him, and that ended up with the game-winning goal in Basher Munchen versus Ubers. And he did this against by far the best defense in the NEL with the most stacked, with basically all the good defenders in the entire series. He also has shown many feats in the PXG game with his passing where Zontetsu, Nanase, and Karasu all triple-teamed him, basically trying to star up his dribbling, which is also a good weapon in its own right, which is why I gave him an honorable mention for dribbling. But he also casually did a no-look rapid cross with his Metavision pass all 3 of these players perfectly to Isagi, and that play also ended up with another Isagi goal using his 2-gun volley. So Hiyori definitely has really good passes, and he could be even higher on this list if it wasn't for the other 2 players. At number 2, I'm going to go with Itoshi Sai again, as he is shown to have some of the best passes in the game, and one example of this is the Dragon Drive goal from Shido. From the free kick, he kicks it perfectly to Shido. Chiguri could literally see it coming, but Sai literally aims it 4 centimeters off Isagi's reach, and it ends up tying the game against Japan U20 and making Shido fired up. But at number 1, we're going to have to go with Charles Chevalier with a 97 pass stat. And what I meant earlier in the video is that I'm not only basing it off the stats, since Ness also has a 97 pass stat somehow, but he literally hasn't given an assist since Manshine, and he was never shown to have like that impressive passes because most of the time it was Kaiser's like overall overwhelming offense with Kaiser Impact, Predator Eye, off the ball, Metavision that basically finished off their goals, and he only has 2 assists, so like I definitely can't put him up there with like Charles and Hiyori and Sai, who have much more feats. So first of all, just in his first introduction, he casually gets the ball to Rin and gets an assist there, and basically just a few minutes later, he gets a cross to Shido past the 2 or 3 Barcia defenders perfectly to score another goal against Barcia, but that is definitely not his best assist. So Karasu passes the ball back to Charles, and Charles kicks it away. Isagi and Hiyori both think that he's going for Rin, and Isagi tries to defend Rin from receiving the pass, but the ball casually just spins up a backspin upward curve, and Isagi was never able to predict that, and he's literally like, that was improvised, and it was a reflexive play where basically what Hiyori did with Isagi, but to an even greater scale, where Shido got the ball and was able to header it into the goal to score the first goal of one of the most hyped matches in the entirety of Blue Lock. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe so the Emperor